Today, we're diving deep below the surface of the 2026 ultra-luxury Los Angeles real estate market. You know, we always see the glossy headlines, right? The celebrity purchases, the sheer unimaginable excess. But today, we're looking at the architecture of the deals themselves. We're going to uncover this totally fascinating ecosystem where the normal rules of real estate simply don't apply.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that feels, well, less like a home price and way more like a sovereign wealth fund. $400 million. That's the actual asking price for a newly listed estate above the Bel Air Country Club. And if it sells for anywhere even close to this ask, it could literally become the most expensive home ever sold in the United States. And just to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of that investment, we're talking 70,000 square feet for a single Bel Air estate. It reportedly took about a decade to complete and cost over $350 million just to build. So this isn't just a house, it's practically its own self-sustaining sovereign territory. So it really begs the question, what on earth does $400 million actually buy you in 2026? Well, it buys you absolute exclusivity for sure, but it also pulls you into this hidden economic world that we are going to unpack today. A world of staggering property taxes, highly secretive buyer networks, and totally shifting definitions of what luxury actually means now. Section 1. The $400 million fantasy. Let's start with the visible tip of the iceberg here. We're talking about the absolute jaw-dropping amenities billionaires are collecting right now just to set their properties apart. This Peter Marino design compound, it's got 39 bedrooms and 50 bathrooms. Plus, 9 extra powder rooms, just in case. It features an indoor pool, a hammam, a Pilates studio, and this bright red Jeff Koons sculpture right by the outdoor mosaic pool. But check out that last feature. A private X-ray room. Seriously, an actual X-ray room. It just goes to show that the ultimate luxury today is completely avoiding the medical waiting room. At this level, a house stops being a traditional home and becomes a compound engineered for total, absolute self-sufficiency. Section 2. What billionaires want now. Because the very definition of luxury is actively shifting. Bigger isn't automatically better anymore. It has to be smarter. What used to be the absolute pinnacle of luxury, think bowling alleys and basic swimming pools, is actually seen as kinda outdated now. Today, intense health infrastructure and layered privacy, those are baseline requirements. They aren't just perks. We're talking cold plunges, infrared saunas, whole home air purifiers, and biometric security access. If a $10 million home doesn't have these, buyers will literally just walk away. Take a look at this recent $180 million Beverly Hills Eco Estate. Modern grandeur is now totally defined by sustainable architecture that effortlessly coexists with nature. This place features living green walls that actively purify the air, a sculptural fireplace powered entirely by clean-burning biofuel, and a minimalist motor court paved with permeable stone to naturally filter rainwater. It's wild. It perfectly captures how the wealthiest buyers want their homes to reflect environmental responsibility without sacrificing a single ounce of comfort. Section 3. The LA mansion tax. All right, let's pivot to the economics, because honestly, you cannot talk about Los Angeles luxury real estate without talking about taxes. Enter Measure ULA. Lobbied by homelessness groups and passed by voters in late 2022, this took effect in April 2023. It introduces a really hefty premium on luxury property transfers right within the LA city limits. The main goal here? To generate an estimated $900 million to $1.1 billion annually to fund affordable housing projects. And the math on this is aggressive. If you sell a property for somewhere between $5 and $10 million, you're hit with an extra 4% charge right on top of the base tax rate. And if your property is valued at $10 million or more, that add-on jumps to a massive 5.5%. To put that into perspective, that translates to a staggering $5.5 million. That is the exact tax bill a seller would face just for transferring a $100 million estate. Oh, and remember that $400 million Bel Air listing we started with? If that actually sells at asking price, the Measure ULA tax alone would be an astronomical $22 million. So, as you can probably imagine, the looming implementation of this caused an absolute mad dash in early 2023. Sellers were just desperate to offload their high-value properties before that April 1st deadline hit. I mean, some sellers were tossing in literal supercars or offering million-dollar bonus commissions to agents just to get the deals closed in time. But once that deadline passed, the public luxury market essentially hit a brick wall. Section 4. The shadow real estate market. This severe financial reality has completely supercharged an entirely different way of buying and selling. Astonishingly, roughly a quarter of all luxury real estate transactions in LA now happen completely out of the public eye. They bypass the multiple listing service entirely. These are multi-million-dollar deals structured behind closed doors, without a yard sign or a public website anywhere in sight. Exclusive, elite agent networks and these things called whisper listings are where the real action happens now. Platforms like the Top Agent Network, which only accepts the top 10% of agents, allow sellers to test the waters without exposing their properties to public scrutiny. And it is incredibly lucrative. As one top agent noted, they've literally made hundreds of thousands of dollars just from using TAN. It's basically an entire parallel economy. The buyers of these nine-figure properties belong to a really rare global community. Here, connections and discretion matter way more than the ability to just browse public listings. To even get access to these whisper listings, buyers typically need to demonstrate a net worth exceeding $1 billion, or prove that they can close a deal entirely in cash. Section 5. The price of privacy. But diving into this shadow market isn't just about joining a VIP club. There is a literal cost of admission for the sellers. Sellers in California who skip public listings actually take an average financial hit of $30,000 per property. And when you add that up across the state, it equates to over $1 billion in collective losses recently. Publicly listed properties simply sell for more, around 13% more actually. Which brings up a really good point. It seems entirely illogical to purposely limit your buyer pool and lose money on a sale, right? If you're a high net worth individual, why in the world wouldn't you want maximum exposure to get the absolute highest possible return on your massive investment? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. For the world's wealthiest individuals, keeping a divorce, a business liquidation, or even just a new home's address completely secret, that is a luxury worth paying for. If you're a celebrity or high-profile executive about to make a major company announcement, you absolutely cannot risk the security threats or the public scrutiny of having your home's floor plan and asking price broadcast to the world. They will gladly absorb a slight financial loss if it guarantees their privacy. So, as we step back from the $400 million price tags and the private X-ray rooms, we see that the true currency of the LA luxury market is actually confidentiality. The architecture of the deal is just as intricate and fascinating as the architecture of the estates themselves. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? If nearly a quarter of the most valuable, breathtaking properties in Los Angeles are exchanging hands entirely in the shadows, perfectly shielded from public view, what other massive shifts in wealth and power are happening right now, completely off the radar? Keep questioning what's beneath the surface, and thanks for joining me on